President Trump had a military parade yesterday for his birthday, a giant vanity project, and Senator John Fetterman, Democrat of Pennsylvania, is praising it. Good grief. So, John Fetterman on Saturday praised the military parade in D.C., honoring the U.S. Army's 250 year of service, calling it appropriate, despite many on that side of the aisle claiming parade is a show of totalitarianism by President Trump. Tanks and troops were on display Saturday in D.C. as a military parade marked the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army. The massive celebration included music and chants of USA, 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 alongside displays of weaponry, troops, and vehicles. The event culminated with a parade past the president and other dignitaries before cheering crowds. Not far away, however, the No Kings counter-protest against the Army's parade was taking place, with protest signs decrying Trump as a fascist and a Nazi, chants of 8647, and similar protests in many major cities, totally many tens of thousands of protesters across the country. At one such event, Senator Fetterman was mocked and booed by the crowd for not participating. Yeah, you should participate in the No Kings thing. That what Trump's doing here is just plain like totalitarian nonsense. And he can say, oh, it's just for the military's birthday. It's not for my birthday. And oh, this is just honoring the military. No, dude, it's honoring you. It's honoring you. It's a vanity project. It's, hey, let me feel cool on my birthday. I'm turning 79. I'm the president of the United States. It's all just nonsense. And John Fetterman saying, oh, it's appropriate, it's totally predictable. It's utterly inappropriate for him to say that, but it's totally predictable. He has been buckling to MAGA. He has been buckling to the far right. He has been trashing immigration. He has just been saying, oh, you have to support Trump. You have to want him to succeed. He's an okay guy. Like, John Fetterman, what happened to you? This guy ran in 2022 for the Senate of Pennsylvania as a really progressive guy. And now he's like, actually Trump, I can kind of get along with the guy. I think he's got good stuff on a lot of stuff. And yeah, he's a real great guy. And this military parade was actually kind of cool, bro. Ridiculous. So, quote, this parade is comprised of our sons, daughters, mothers, and fathers, the very best of us, the Democrat wrote. Regardless of your politics, it's appropriate to celebrate the 250 years of sacrifice, dedication, and service. His comments contrast with what many in his party and on the left have said, including Rep. Yasemin Ansari of Arizona. Speaking with ABC News, Ansari said of the parade and celebration, this is something that would happen in North Korea, not the USA. Donald Trump thinks he's a king. He's not. He was elected as president of the US and he should act as such. Yeah, act as president of the US, not the king. It's that simple. John, you should have been in the No Kings march, really. The No Kings rally, whatever you want to call it, protest, rally, march. They were big numbers in some US cities and even some smaller places. People were just ready to say, hey, no, this is not cool. It shocked the conscience. It's not just something that is like a blip on the radar, like, oh, Trump said something dumb one random Tuesday. No, this is a Saturday, a birthday protest, birthday military parade he's throwing, and he's being protested for it appropriately. You don't just get to do that in the USA. You don't just get to act like a tyrant. The only king in America is nobody. There is no king. I'm sorry to say if you're a fan of any other celebrity, but that celebrity is not a king either, and Donald Trump is not as well. Tennessee Democrat Representative Stephen Cohen offered legislation earlier this year in an effort to prevent the military parade, saying at the time that Trump may imagine himself as an all-powerful ruler, but he is a president, not a potentate, and the American people don't pay tribute to him as if he were a king. Yeah, and people in the military probably were very resentful of this. They were like, oh, what the heck? The guy is having us go out here and like freaking honor him like he's some special king. Like, really? And yes, I don't know what his numbers are in the military. It was weird. In 2016, during that election, he was one of the more popular Republicans among members of the military. But I have to imagine that that's dropped now. Now it's only people who are hardcore MAGA supporters who are still like, yeah, no, he's great, he's cool. People, there's nobody who is like kind of in the middle of like, Trump, he's all right. I mean, I don't love him, but I don't hate him. There don't seem to be that many people like that. There might be people who voted for him who hated him, which is a crazy thing to say, but so many people do that lesser of two evils calculus, and they're like, whatever, I think Trump's the lesser of two evils. They're wrong, but they voted that way. So yeah, people in the military do not like Trump. Nobody liked this. Only his most hardcore supporters and his vice president liked that. Well, his vice president is a hardcore supporter. J.D. Vance was out there taking pictures of his kids looking down at the military parade, like, yo, what a cool view, bro. Dude, just stop. Just stop clinging to power. Just stop being a sycophant. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. Not only is JD Vance embarrassing, but John Fetterman is being embarrassing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. This is the more the merrier, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.